Uganda has breached the treaty. I have a valid special license to practice in Uganda. I am an East African citizen with an East African passport, and unless if I commit an offense, I should have free entry. The treaty is for the free movement of people, goods and services, and I'm providing legal services in Uganda. They were not able to give me any reason, and this note which I was given after I boarded the plane just says that reason for denying entry, persona non grata. Persona non grata is not a reason, it's a decision. So they have not given a reason, and I am going to challenge them in the courts in Uganda, in the East African Court, and or in the African Court of Justice. We cannot let rogue leadership in East Africa make the integration a matter for leaders to help each other. So I was processed by immigration the normal way, and I passed. And at the baggage area, I was waiting for my colleagues to be cleared. Then the lady who had cleared me came and told me that she was informed she had made a mistake, that there was a note against my name, and she asked me to see the supervisor. I cooperated. We went to the supervisor, who then said I should see another officer, who then said I should see another officer. I ended up in the office of the principal immigration officer at the airport. They asked him what to do, and he asked them what the note said, and they said the note said they should deny entry, and he told them go put it into effect. So I returned with them to their office. They do not exactly look like they know what to do. Then two officers come, I suppose junior immigration police officers. They take me to a side office and give me a form to fill. I declined to fill and told them we need to begin by them telling me why I'm being held, and I had already been allowed entry. I'm a holder of an East African passport, and I'm there legitimately. Can I be told which section of the laws of Uganda and which particular law I have broken? So they had no answer. They said they're acting on instructions, and I needed to fill the form. So I declined to fill the form. It was asking for my name, place of birth, details that are exactly on my passport. So I invited them to go photocopy the passport. And in the course of that conversation, one of them snatched my phone, one of my phones which I was holding on my hands, very rudely. And I told him he didn't have to act like a bully. He should have asked for the phone if he wanted it. And I asked him what law allowed him to snatch my phone. If it is deportation, deportation does not allow them to seize my property. So they went out. After a while, I had a second phone. I removed it. I wanted to communicate with Nairobi to tell them what is unfolding. I thought they had left, but they were hiding somewhere looking at what I'm doing. So the second one came and snatched the phone. So they were telling me to fill the form, and there was a standoff. Eventually they took me back to the principal immigration officer, who was civil. He also requested I fill the form, and I told him not with what has transpired. First, to tell me why they have confiscated my phones, what they are doing with them, because I suspected they were mining information from my two phones. They refused with the phones. He said, I'll get them on my way back to Nairobi. I asked for reasons of my denial of entry. He didn't give any. He just said security. Why are you holding my phones? Security. that they are a security threat to Uganda. So I just kept quiet, and we cannot let rogue leadership in East Africa make the integration a matter for leaders to help each other to stifle their citizens. Integration is meant for the benefit of the citizens of the East African states.
Okay, let's see how that progresses. But I have to throw a spanner in the works, because this isn't the first incident, Senior Counsel, in terms of being barred access into an East African country. Now, with Uganda repeating the exact same playbook, does the East African Court of Justice really possess the practical teeth to stop this emerging trend? Or have some of these regional leaders actually successfully insulated themselves from accountability, hence perhaps rendering the EACJ powerless?
A very important question. The EACJ has to some extent been slowed down or killed by the East African leaders. Although it is voted money, that money is later reallocated. That court has been starved of money. It no longer hears cases real time. The challenge to the decision of the Supreme Court of Kenya in the electoral petition concerning me and the late Honorable Raila Odinga is still pending. And remember, when I took the gubernatorial challenge to the East African Court, it was heard within 1 year. The appeal was heard within less than 1 year. And now it's 4 years since I filed the last case. So going to the East Africa Court of Justice looks like going to park in a parking lot. So we will be deciding with my lawyers and with the East African Bar which court to go to. But I will definitely challenge this, because it doesn't augur well for East Africa. And I want to link my deportation from Uganda today with my deportation from Tanzania last year. In both countries, opposition politics and dissent is being criminalized, and the law is being weaponized, and senior opposition leaders charged with treason. In Tanzania, Tundu Lissu, who is facing treason charges, was prevented from participating in the elections, October elections last year. He was the main challenger to President Samia Suluhu. On the other hand, in Uganda, Besigye has been in custody since November 2023. The elections were January this year, and although he was not running, he was prevented from participating or influencing that election in any significant way. And the main challenger to President Museveni, Bobi Wine, was hounded. Maybe 100 or more of his members are in court, and some were not even able to vote. Okay. We have seen him hounded out of the country. Democracy is dying in East Africa. In Kenya, which I'll say it has acquired the notorious title of capital of abductions in East Africa, Besigye was abducted, not extradited, abducted from Kenya without due process, with the help of Kenya security agencies. We remember of Kanu, a Nigerian national, abducted and handed over to Nigeria by Kenya. We remember of the Turkish